What if you were the key to the universe? What if everything you believe about reality is incomplete? From Newtonian physics to the laws of spirituality, we have been led to think that we are mere spectators in a universe independent of us. But what if the universe, this vast web of existence, depended on you, your choices, thoughts, and feelings? What if your consciousness were the true driving force shaping the experiences around you? Imagine a mirror that not only reflects your image, but your essence, your state of being. This mirror, which science is beginning to understand through quantum physics, may be the foundation of all that exists. It's not a new idea. It was taught millennia ago by enlightened minds like Hermes Trismegistus and echoed by thinkers like Neville Goddard. What you feel, think, and believe creates. And in this infinite game of reality, the central question is, how are you shaping the world the mirror reflects? Here begins our journey to explore the impact of your consciousness on the universe, a journey that reveals everything starts within you. The universal mirror, a reflection of your being. Since time immemorial, humanity has sought to understand its role in the universe. It's common to feel small in the face of the vastness of the stars, bound to a world governed by immutable physical laws. But what if, instead of mere spectators, we were active creators of everything around us? This is the essence of the concept that the universe is like a mirror, reflecting our consciousness and inner states. In science, quantum physics suggests that the observer influences reality. Experiments show that particles can behave as waves or as matter, depending on who observes them. In the spiritual realm, ancient teachings like those of Hermes Trismegistus state, as above, so below. This ancient wisdom describes the universe as a hologram, where everything is interconnected. What you feel and project internally is reflected externally. Think about the literal mirror in your home. It has no will of its own, but faithfully responds to what it sees. If you smile, it returns a smile. If you cry, it reflects sadness. The universe operates similarly. It is neutral, a blank canvas that takes shape based on your beliefs, thoughts, and feelings. If you believe you are incapable, limited, or trapped, the universe will shape situations that validate that belief. Conversely, if you see yourself as resilient, deserving, and whole, it will confirm that too. The reality you live is not a definitive sentence, but a reflection of what you sustain in your mind and heart. Often, we don't realize how our thoughts become narratives that create our days. The feeling of stagnation, for example, may be less about the environment around us and more about how we perceive ourselves in that environment. The universe, then, responds to your perception like a mirror that simply returns what is projected. The practice of changing your reflection begins by looking within. Recognizing internal patterns that sustain your current reality is the first step toward transforming it. The universal mirror doesn't judge or choose. It simply reflects what you offer. Thus, by consciously choosing higher thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, you can change the reality the universe returns. Choosing your reflection, the power of possibilities. Life is like a vast ocean of possibilities, where every choice we make acts as an anchor determining the course of our journey. If the universe is a mirror reflecting your consciousness, every thought, emotion, or belief you hold shapes the realities that arise before you. But how do we decide the reflection we want to see? And more importantly, how do we access the immense field of possibilities life offers? Imagine standing before an infinite shelf filled with books. Each book contains a different story about who you can be, what you can do, and what you can experience. In one, you live a full and abundant life. In another, you face constant challenges with no solutions. The universe is like that shelf. All possibilities already exist. However, the book you read, or the reality you live, depends on the choices you make, consciously or unconsciously. This choice begins internally. When you wake up in the morning, what do you think about your day? Do you believe it will be an opportunity for growth? Or do you assume it will just be another repetition of challenges? Your emotions and thoughts are the signals you send to the universal mirror, indicating which story you want to experience. If your internal frequency is one of gratitude, joy, and purpose, you align with realities resonating with those feelings. But if your internal vibration is one of fear, anxiety, and doubt, the mirror reflects that back. The great power of possibilities lies in realizing that, regardless of where you are today, you can change the reflection. This doesn't mean that everything around you will change overnight, but that your perspective on the world and your circumstances can transform profoundly when you choose to align with positive thoughts and feelings. Even if you don't see immediate external changes, you're already sending new signals to the universe. How can you practice this choice? Start by taking responsibility for your current reality, not in a punitive way, but with the awareness that your perspective is key. If the mirror only reflects what you project, what would you like to project now? Pause, reflect, choose a new narrative for yourself. It can be as simple as declaring, "I am capable," or "My life is full of opportunities." Persist in this, even if the reflection seems delayed. Remember, in the game of reality, time is just an element of the three-dimensional plane. The beauty of this process is that it gives us total freedom. You are not a hostage to what happened yesterday or where you are now. By understanding that the universe responds to your inner state, you realize that you can change the direction of your journey at any moment. Choosing the reflection you want to see is an act of courage, self-awareness, and above all, faith. Faith in yourself, in the universe, and in the vast network of possibilities always available to you. Awakening in the game. Life as a conscious simulation. What if everything we live were part of a grand game designed to teach, challenge, and expand us? This idea, which may sound like science fiction, actually carries profound spiritual and scientific implications. Thinking of life as a conscious simulation, we understand that we are not just passive players, but protagonists with the power to shape the rules and outcomes. However, to play fully, we must awaken to this reality. Imagine participating in a virtual reality game. At first, everything feels so real that you forget you're playing. Every obstacle seems insurmountable. Every emotion feels definitive, and you become entirely immersed. But then, gradually, you realize you have control over how you react, interpret, and progress in the game. This realization completely transforms your experience. Challenges are no longer enemies, but steps. Life, like the game, stops being a battlefield and becomes a realm of infinite possibilities. The analogy of the simulation isn't just philosophical. On a quantum level, the reality we live in can be understood as a projection of states of consciousness. Scientists suggest that time and space, as we perceive them, are constructs within this simulation. In practice, this means our experience in the three-dimensional world is a small fraction of a much greater reality. Awakening is beginning to see beyond what is directly before our eyes. But why are we playing this game? The answer may lie in the universe's or the wall's desire to experience itself through multiple perspectives. In other words, your life, with all its joys and pains, is no accident. You are a conscious extension of the universe itself, exploring the infinite possibilities of being. Your individuality is the focal point of this exploration. Awakening to this understanding is liberating, but also demands responsibility. In the game of life, there's no blaming the programmer for our challenges. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, learn, and shape the narrative of who we are. Awakening means understanding that, while we cannot control every external event, we have total power over how we choose to interact with them. It's about taking on the role of creator rather than victim. This perspective also helps us understand life's apparent cruelty. When we view difficulties as experiences designed for our evolution, we realize that even pain has a purpose. It invites us to ask, what is this teaching me? Or how can I grow from this? In the game of life, every difficult phase is a chance to gain new powers, resilience, compassion, courage. Finally, awakening is not the end of the game, but the beginning of a new way to play. By realizing you are both the player and the creator of the simulation, you can consciously choose how you want to interact with the world. You can project love, joy, gratitude, and watch as the simulation responds in return. After all, life isn't just a game to be won. It's a journey to be lived with purpose, awareness, and curiosity.